the state would call Ms. Lowe. Ms. Lowe, do you have a court order for Mr. Rios to pay you child support?
Yes.
Is Mr. Rios current in his child support obligation to you?
Like, is it like he's all up to date?
Does he owe you money
Yes.
for child support?
Yes.
Have you had an opportunity to review an updated copy of the pay record in this case?
I've saw it on my portal that's online.
Okay. Ma'am, this is the state's pay record in this case. Do you believe does this pay record accurately reflect Mr. Rios's child support obligation to you?
Yes, it does look like that. I mean, that's back from 2019. I just know he's behind since then. Because I know the last payment I got before the most recent one was in May, and I just started getting them again here in the beginning of January.
Right. So
yeah, the 28th of May was the last one I received until I got something here. Yeah, in January. Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Lowe, are there any payments that Mr. Rios made to you for child support that are not reflected on this pay record?
No, ma'am.
Has Mr. Rios ever made you any payments for child support directly to you?
No, ma'am.
Okay. At this time, the state would offer what's been marked for identification purposes as Stig's Exhibit 1, the pay record in this case.
Ms. Lowe, do you have any objection to me admitting State's Exhibit 1 into evidence?
No, ma'am. Sorry, this is my first time doing this.
Okay.
I'm gonna say no. I don't like as proof or something. Is that what that's for? I'm sorry.
No, it's just to see if you have any legal objection to me admitting this document. I'm technically not supposed to even look at the document until it's admitted into evidence.
Oh, no, I don't have no problem with you looking at it. No, ma'am.
Okay, it's admitted into evidence.
Ms. Lowe, do you have any information on Mr. Rios's current employment?
I do not.
Okay. Do you know if he's working?
Only reason I could assume so is because I was started receiving child support, but I haven't. I mean, that's the only way I would know.
How is Jonah insured right now?
I cover his insurance through my employer.
Is that for health, dental, both?
Health and dental, yes, ma'am.
Is that one price or is it priced separately?
Separately.
Okay. How much do you pay monthly for health insurance for Jonah?
$351.36.
Okay. And that 351 figure, how many people does that cover?
Just him.
Okay. Does it cover you as well?
No, ma'am, not for UTMB. Our UTMB covers their employees. The dependents is what we pay for.
Okay, but so it covers you. You just don't pay the premium for yourself.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Sorry.
And what about the monthly cost for the dental insurance for Jonah?
We're about $27 a month.
Okay. Is that just for Jonah's portion or is that?
Correct.
Okay. To your knowledge, does Mr. Rios have any other biological children under the age of 18?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. How many?
One.
Okay. And do you know if Mr. Rios has a court order to pay support for that child?
No, ma'am. I do not know.
Okay. Is he married to the child's mother?
No, ma'am.
Does that child live in his home with him?
No, ma'am. He lives with the mother and he gets them when he gets Jonah.
Okay. Is there any family violence between you and Mr. Rios?
No, ma'am.
Does Mr. Rios know where you live now?
Yes, ma'am.
If you were to move from your current address, do you have safety concerns being required to tell Mr. Rios where you moved to?
No, ma'am.
Do you have any safety concerns with your contact information being in today's court order as public record?
No, ma'am.
Pass the witness, Your Honor.
Do you have any other witnesses?
No, Judge. The state, I probably should have announced this. I'm sorry that I didn't. The state was going to non-suit its request for modification of child support only and ask for the court to make and make orders regarding the modification of medical and dental support only.
Okay. Did you look at the prior order?
Yes, Judge, and it does have the prior order from 2019 has Ms. Lowe carrying through another source with no reimbursement, and she now has,
I believe that might have
Actually-
been a deviation though,
all right.
but
Ms.
I'm
Lowe,
not sure because I got
No,
no testimony and I can't
okay,
tell from the prior order.
may I recall, Ms. Lowe?
Yes,
What
you have to
that
be
was
careful.
for?
We can't keep reopening cases.
Okay, am I stating what was said in the beginning, what we did on the first order? Is that what I'm stating?
Yes, Ms. Lowe. Did you and Mr. Rios modify or deviate from the guideline child support in your 2019 order?
I'm not sure I understand.
At the time of your 2019 order,
Uh-huh.
was Mr. Rios exercising possession and access in excess of a standard possession order?
I don't know what that is.
Was he seeing Jonah more than the first, third, and fifth weekend of every month, all weekend long?
Oh, yeah, there would be times throughout the week that he would get him a few times a day, a few hours a day.
Okay. Is he still doing that?
No, ma'am.
When did he stop doing that?
It's been a couple, maybe 2-3 years.
Okay.
Well, I'll tell you this. I do know it started whenever he had his other kid. So it's probably even been longer than that now. They went to the same schedule.
Did you have private insurance available to you through an employer at the time of your 2019 order?
No, ma'am, I did not.
Okay. And what was the other source that you were ordered to carry through in the 2019?
My mother was carrying him for me while I was in school and kind of was like working part-time. So she covered him for me since we lived with her until I got done and got a career.
Okay. And does your mother still have that private insurance coverage available to put Jonah on?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Why not?
She's retired.
Okay. Do you have any information on if Mr. Rios has health and dental insurance for available to put Jonah on?
I do not. No, ma'am.
Okay. Pass the witness, Judge.
Hold on one moment. Ms. Liskowski, do you have any other testimony?
No, Judge.
Do you want to do a closing?
Yes, Judge. The state would ask the court to take a child support judgment against Mr. Rios in the amount of $3,860.68 as of December 31st, 2024. And order Mr. Rios to pay that off at the rate of $70 per month beginning February 1st, 2025. The state would ask the court to take a medical support judgment of $0 and dental support judgment of $0 against Mr. Rios as of December 31st, 2024. The state would non-suit its request to modify child support only and ask that the current child support remain as in the 2019 order. The state would ask that the court modify medical and dental support orders and order that Ms. Lowe carry health and dental insurance through her employer, with Mr. Rios being ordered to reimburse cash medical support in the amount of $331 per month beginning February 1st, 2025, and cash dental support in the amount of $27 monthly beginning February 1st, 2025. The state would ask the court to assess court costs against Mr. Rios and make those payable to the Galveston County District Clerk on or before January 31st, 2026. And for the court to make findings on the issue of disclosure of the party's contact information. That is the
Okay,
extent.
what are you asking regarding the non-disclosure request?
I'm sorry, Judge.
I'm sorry, what are you requesting regarding the non-disclosure request? I'm trying to look at the prior order and see what you're doing here. So I missed that last part.
Judge, the previous orders does not have a non-disclosure, but it was
Yes.
pled for.
Yeah,
And
so I'm asking, what are you I missed what your request was. Can you restate it, please?
the state requests for the court to not grant a non-disclosure,
Okay.
as Ms. Lowe did not provide any testimony that she's got safety concerns with your information and being in the order.
I'm concerned about the fact there was testimony that nobody knows if he's still working. So I'm not sure how I can assess the 9% of gross. How did you assess 9% of gross?
Judge, I did use the previous gross monthly income from the previous order, and that's why that's why the state requested a cash medical reimbursement of 331 rather than the full 351 that Ms. Lowe testified to.
Does the state have any current knowledge of his wages? Because there was testimony about his wages, and I'm concerned.
That's the only information that the state can provide about current wages, Judge.
I'm going to find that Mr. Rios is in default. I'm going to find there's been a material and substantial change since the prior order regarding insurance, and that insurance is now provided through Ms. Lowe's employment. And previously it was provided through her mother. Based on the testimony presented, I'm finding that I have to base the 9% on minimum wage. I'm finding the Attorney General's office non-suited its request regarding modifying child support. And so I'm ordering that Ms. Lowe provide health insurance and dental insurance through her job. And I'm ordering that Mr. Rios III pay her cash medical support of $113 each month, beginning February 1st, 2025. I'm also ordering that Mr. Rios III pay to Ms. Lowe cash dental support of $19 per month, beginning February 1st, 2025. Both of those are then monthly thereafter. I'm finding that Mr. Lowe is in child support arrears, $3,860.68 as of December 31st, 2024. I'm ordering a judgment for child support arrearages against Mr. Rios III in that amount, and ordering that he pay that back at a rate of $50 per month, beginning February 1st of 2025 and monthly thereafter, with a step up once child support stops for this child of the prior child support amount plus the $50. And I'm denying the non-disclosure request and ordering that Mr. Rios III pay court costs by January 27th of 2026 to Galveston County. So the state is going to draft an order based on my ruling today, and they'll send it to you through DocuSign to review and sign off on. And then you'll be good to go. But thank you, ma'am, for coming in today.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And we can stop the recording.